The place is alive with the electricity of Bruiser Brody, and add a dash of Ken Patera, and you have the catalyst that is likely to turn this ring upside down. There's the Bruiser as he surveys one of the world's strongest men, Ken Patera. There's the bell that they've been waiting for, and Brody, who has really thrown a shock into Texas wrestling since his return, is prepared to go all out against Ken Patera, or anybody else, as Brody puts it, anybody else who can or wants to stand up to him and give and take punishment. So Patera does the crowding. Patera maneuvers him back into the corner and uses that power to try to hold him there. But when you start talking about power, just remember that Brody is the kind of a guy who exudes the man-to-man strength that is necessary in this kind of a scrap. There is a grudging respect apparent between these two men, in spite of the fact that they have no respect at all for each other. But they surely respect what either man is capable of doing. Patera trying to pursue Brody and follow up on his advantage. And Ken now, with that powerful arm of his wrapped around the head of Brody, finds that it doesn't do any good. This is the kind of a thing Patera usually does. And now it's being done to him. The Bruiser has thus tried to humiliate Ken Patera. Patera's not accustomed to that kind of treatment, nor is he accustomed to be informally introduced to the turnbuckle in that manner. Patera out on the floor, and he wants to make a new start. He moves out there thinking it over. You can almost see the wheels turning as he moves from one side of the ring to the other. Brody's ready. No matter which side of the ring he uses to make his entrance, Brody is ready. Patera doing the forcing. He thinks he's well off in the corner if he can bottle Brody up. Quick switch. And Patera, with that magnificently muscled physique of his, pounded into the canvas, and now the big foot of Bruiser Brody trying to stomp it right through the canvas. Brody outside, and he takes Patera with him, looking around for a place to throw him. He's searching for a ring, no, the chair, the steps leading up into the ring. And now one of the ropes that holds the canvas in place, and he is trying to put it in the mouth of Ken Patera and to guide him around the ring there like a bit in the mouth of a horse. Now the big blonde Patera, angered but ready, and he wants to punish Brody before Brody can get back in the ring. The give and take. Here comes the Bruiser, and Patera moves in for a bear hug. There is no man in this world who is more qualified to use a bear hug than Ken Patera. Just the right size. Here's the first man in American weightlifting history to raise 500 pounds, more than 500 pounds over his head. It was one of the barriers, and Ken Patera was the man who broke it. Olympic athlete, weightlifting, a top-notch professional in wrestling. Oh, how he laid it in there, how he blasted him that time. Patera cinching up, shortening those arms, putting the squeeze on, and the crowd screaming for Ken Patera, and Patera is more anxious to bruise Brody's back than he is to listen to the crowd. A rolling front headlock, and it puts Patera on top, but not for long. And Brody responds in typical Brody fashion. He finds a soft spot. He lays it in there. And a crotch hold, a lift, a slam. Listen to those Brody fans. On top is Brody. There's one, there's two, just two. And Patera managed to get that shoulder up and to keep the count from tolling all the way. 5 minutes have gone by, and Brody's big, broad foot caught Patera first in the face and then the side of the head. There's the count. There's one, there's two, and again, Patera, with that massive barrel-like chest of his, was able to shoot Brody out of the way. And it was Patera, too, who brought Brody out onto the Coliseum floor, and Patera muscled that chair into his head. And here is Brody's response. He ripped across the face of Ken Patera. And now it's Brody, having been taught the value of a chair, decided he was going to bring one in, but he lost it on the way. And we've got Ken Patera hanging on to Brody by beard and chin and hair, and hanging for sure, forcing that foot down into the throat of Bruiser Brody. We warned you when this started that Patera was the catalyst that set the electricity of Brody going, but that was a shocker for Bruiser Brody. The drop in there. Patera on top. 1, 2, and close. You can't give Brody enough punishment to stun him. When you get him going, he's going to bounce right back and clobber you, and that's what he's doing to Ken Patera right now. As he gets over Patera, he's able to pound down on the big strong man and to lay that wallop into the top of his head, over the eyes, to pound down on it. And Bruiser Brody was kicked backward into referee Eric Mannheimer, and Mannheimer had all of Brody's weight fall on top of him. And here is Ken Patera trying to follow it up. Follow it up is one thing, but here we have Patera halfway out of the ring, and that's Tank Patton. And Tank Patton pushes. He pushed Patera in and handed him the chair, and the referee is down flat on his face, and Brody is catching it from the weapon handed to him by Tank Patton. Here comes Big Bobby Duncan. Bobby Duncan coming down here to try to do something about restoring law and order. The fans are telling Bobby Duncan what happened with Patera and the chair. And Tank is at the ringside. But now here comes referee Nick Kozak, who has refereed some of the matches tonight. And as Patera takes a full Nelson, Eric Mannheimer just barely gets up to his feet, and Brody's in trouble. Nick Kozak is down at ringside trying to keep law and order on the outside, and Brody is in deadly serious trouble here as the full Nelson of one of the strongest men in the world bears down on the back of his neck, and the fans are screaming for Brody, whose head is bleeding. He got clobbered with that chair, and listen to the tremendous noise as this hold is applied. The fans screaming, "Come on, Brody." Brody is doing well to have lasted as long as he has in this hold. It's a hold that Patera might not have been able to get if it hadn't been for the use of that weapon. And as Patera tries to force him down and force a capitulation, Brody backed up into the turnbuckle that time, drove Patera back into the turn, and again, he's trying to break the hold. Smart move on Brody's part. Oh, man, this time he caught him, and in comes Tank Patton up on the apron, and the referee threatening him. There's Brody, and Brody comes over to lay it in where it belongs, right on the head of Tank Patton. So Brody was handling two of them. Here is Bobby Duncombe, and Bobby's going to turn it into a one-on-one match again. Bruiser, we've got something going. I heard the bell has sounded, but the referee has not yet indicated what decision he has made, and Bruiser Brody has just won this match on a disqualification. And here comes Brody. We'll be back here in a minute. Let's have this word from the studio.